Are you ready for combat night?
Very excited to be sitting in studio today with a real combat night OG, and honestly, probably one of the youngest OGs at the age of 20. He got double-digit fights with us. He started fighting with us as a teenager. We have watched him kind of grow up in combat night. None other than Seven Perkins.
Thank you. Happy to be here. Excited to be here and talk to you guys. I've been with you guys for a long time.
Yeah, man. How old were you when you took your first fight for us?
14, 15.
That's crazy.
14, 15.
We were just talking about it before we went live. He's literally half my age, and he's got more fights than me. That's just crazy, man.
Yeah. I like to stay active. So like I just want to keep repping it out. So, but for that, you have to get good and not take damage in order to do that. But gratefully, I have been able to develop in the sport, but I just like to stay active. This is what I truly love to do. So
yeah, it's crazy, man. We've watched you like literally as a teenager. You were much smaller than you are now.
Right.
And like you slowly grow and get bigger and bigger. And now you're making.
I used to fight at 25.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I used to fight at 25 and now I'm fighting at 45.
Yeah. And you had a couple fights at 35, I think.
Yeah.
You were going to, I think the fight where you stopped fighting at 35 was the fight where you ended up fighting a guy at 170. You were going to fight at 45 on that fight.
Yeah.
And then you ended up going up to 170, which is just crazy.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that in a little bit too, man. So, you've got a lot of time with us. Tell us, at 14, 15 years old, taking your first fight, what got you into fighting? How did you find your way over to the jungle?
Well, it started off, my dad put me in like combat sports, like starting off with boxing down in Miami, just to like have something for me to defend myself as. Like, of course, you need to be able to defend yourself no matter what. I feel like you should be able to have that capability. But I also, moving from Miami back up to Orlando, I didn't like any team sports because I was always on a bad team. So I was like, why am I getting punished for so-and-so being so garbage? I don't like that. I like to have the pressure on me. So the aspect of fighting, of being a solo sport, was very nice. Like, it was good to me. Like, if I fail, that's on me because I didn't work hard enough. It's chips are all on my shoulders. So I have to do what I have to do to succeed. And so I just kept going and going and going, starting off with PKBs and all that stuff, the ISKA, like tournaments down south. And then I did the world one, amateur. And then Coach Eric Peebles, his coach offered me to have my first like amateur fight with you guys, with one of his guys. And it blew my mind because I was like, okay, I'm so used to fighting 2 times a day or whatever. So I'm like, I get to go in there, fight once and be done. I was like, okay, it kind of excited me. So that's how I got into with you guys off of that.
So how old were you when you took your first fight then? And was your first fight, were you training with the jungle or were you with somebody else?
I was training with the jungle. As soon as we moved back from Miami, we're looking for different gyms. Like, we went to like this karate gym down the street, or like just multiple different gyms. And the jungle was actually the last gym we walked into. And then I remember the first moment when I walked in, they did like the mat slam or whatever when you break and stuff. I just got startled. And I can't remember who was at the front. They were just laughing. I was like, all right, hold on. I don't know what's going on, but I like the energy in here. It seems more serious. It doesn't seem like, oh, like karate, you get your black belt and you call it a day. Like, it seems like you actually have to grow. And so I just started doing the kids classes there and just kept going and going. And slowly they started telling me to come to the adult classes as I got bigger. And that's how I got into fighting. And that's how I got to with you guys.
So how old were you when you started at the
11,
jungle?
11.
God, dog, 10
11.
years.
Yeah. 10 years coming up. Yeah.
You've probably been a member there longer than a lot of guys.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of guys come and go out the gym. I have seen a lot of guys come and go.
Yeah. It's always crazy to me, man, that like you said, you started that whole rant with, you have to be able to defend yourself. And man, I was just in Tallahassee, and one of my boys, I happened to be there when this kid asked his dad, who's also a fighter, like, hey, I want to marry your daughter. And he looked at me and goes, you hear this? And I said, yeah, I heard it. I said, what's up, man? I said, can you defend her?
Yeah.
And his first response was, I don't know how to fight. And I said, well, you know what my answer would be, Waylon? Because that's a non-negotiable for me.
Shit. Seriously, if you're gonna gotta be able to defend your girl,
exactly,
in some type of way.
Yeah.
So that's 100%. I would say the same shit. No.
Yeah. Speaking of your dad, man, your dad is a giant. Your dad is huge. He I feel like he's one of those people that walks into a room and like his presence just commands respect.
Yeah.
You know, do you see yourself one day, you know, growing into, because like you got a big frame.
Not as big as him. I don't think I'll be as big as him, but I think I might think later in the years I might fight at 55, be a 55er towards the end of my career, like middle of my career. I truly do think I'll go up another weight class.
Yeah.
But as big as him, no, I don't think so.
Yeah,
no,
he's a big dude.
Yeah, he's a big guy. He's huge. I remember one time as like a kid, I saw him just bench like 315. I was like, holy shit, how the fuck are you doing that? And it just blew my mind. So
how long before you think you're out benching your dad?
I don't think I'm ever gonna outbench him.
That was one of Miles's questions.
No, I don't. Hey, Miles, I'm never gonna outbench him. You know that. He knows that. I'm currently struggling. I have such a long frame for benching, and like Ramsey, like you know, like it's hard for me to press all the way up there. So I'm like, it's hard for me to bench. It's so difficult. I get emotional. I'm like, damn it, I didn't. This little ass weight. I'm trying to get to 225. I can't even do it. I'm way far from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but never.
Okay, never beaten dad.
Never.
I like it. Man, you know, speaking of the strength and conditioning, again, I've noticed that you've filled out a lot as well, because you've always been kind of a lanky guy. I personally think you could even maybe be a 170 one day. Your frame reminds me a lot of Phil Rowe, Neil Magny. And I think, you know, men stop growing at like 24, 25.
Yeah.
So you still got 4 more years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's no telling what happens in those years.
Yeah.
You know?
And I haven't seen you. Another thing you've done really well, which I wish more people took note of this, is like, you know, through your amateur career, especially while you're young, you weren't cutting a bunch of weight.
No.
It was time to go to 35, you went to 35. It was time to go to 45, you went to 45. I never saw you at weigh-ins like dead. Like you're, oh man, this kid cut a lot of weight. So you're allowing yourself to still grow and get big. Like I said, I think you've done it right. You know, there's a lot of guys who do it wrong, but the few guys who are really doing it right, and you're definitely one of those guys.
Yeah. I'm also big on like not cutting that much weight, because I've seen it like even at the most highest levels fights, people that cut too much weight just degress it totally when they're in the cage. Like I don't want to be that fight. I'd rather fight at my natural weight class and be as best as I can be against somebody who also had equal training to me in equal time.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to be able to protect myself as best as I can. But I understand why people cut weight and like try to drop down. And weight bullies, I'm talking to y'all, but it's okay. It's your life.
Yeah, they got to do what they got to do.
You got to do what you got to do.
Man, so you have went from being in the kids class at the Jungle to now you're teaching the strength and conditioning at the Jungle. Segue into that, speaking of your bench press, how has that been? You know, I'm sure it wasn't easy to go from the kid to now you're the coach, you're instructing others on what to do. How's that transition been?
It's been smooth. Thanks to Miles, of course. Miles had he made me start lifting weights actually. Like he used to pick me up from my house and just drag me to Jungle Fit with him when there was another coach. And then as he took over, he was slowly teaching me like different stuff, how to work it, like what days to do like more muscle endurance, explosions, other days to like push it and stuff. So we have like a nice days where we break it down. So I'm really going off of like how his schedule was, but I'm just adding different things for like, because a lot more fighters are coming there now. Because I've been trying to get like, we as fighters still need to lift weights. It's not all about the punch and kicks and the takedowns. Like you still need to be strong in there. You still need to be able to hold somebody for a long time. You should not gas out after going for one rear naked choke and be like, my arms are dead, coach. I can't squeeze no more. Like that's not good. You're not conditioning yourself right. So you need to be able to go in there and lift. So it's been kind of easy. It hasn't been as hard as I expected because of Miles and what he guided me through it with.
Yeah. You know, and guys, if Seven's giving you this advice, if you're over at the Jungle, he is 100% correct. You know, you want to avoid injuries and you want to stay healthy. You got to lift, even if you're not lifting to get, you know, super strong, you have to lift your body to stay in shape and be ready, because what we're doing is we're not baking cupcakes. So, you know, I always say like my biggest mistakes I made in my own fight career was not lifting and not focusing on my nutrition out of camp enough. I was, you know, I would blow up to 155 from 125 in a matter of like 2 weeks. And then the next weight cut, I had to go from, you know, 155, 160 all the way back down to 125. I walk around now I walk around at 155 because I started lifting again, but I didn't start lifting until like 3 years ago.
Right.
And I look at pictures of me from, you know, 3 years ago and I'm like, I look unhealthy. I look like scrawny. I look weak. And it's funny. People used to say, man, you're really strong, man. I'm surprised how strong you are. And I'm looking at the pictures and I'm like, now I know why they said that shit. Because I look like toothpicks put together.
But I also get the same thing as well. People are shocked on how strong I am, but it's gotta lift. You have to lift. It's literally mandatory. Even when you're not even training in the sport, like you should just work out. It's good for your body, good for your mind. Nice stress, basic stress reliever. You don't have to go to anything. Just pumping weights or whatever. Just clear your mind so much.
Yeah, I think the world would be a much better place if, like you said, not just fighters, but everybody understood how important it was for your mental well-being and physical well-being to lift and move. And then so many other things happen too, because then you start realizing the food you're eating, because you feel it the next day. You're like, man, why do I feel like this? Wait, I ate bullshit last night. Or why do I feel like this? Oh, I ate a donut this morning. You start really understanding your body and figuring out what's going on just by going to the gym and lifting.
It's better to start now when you're young, and then try to figure out when you're older, because it just gets harder. So if you're starting now, please just get some type of thing rolling so you guys have a good habit. But
man, it's so funny. People are willing to invest, $100 a month into their Starbucks or their coffee, or $100 a month in just the craziest stuff. So many. I mean, OnlyFans is thriving online. And I'm sure if you're subscribed to one person's OnlyFans account, you probably subscribe to like 6 or 7 of them. Take that money, quit doing that, and go get a personal trainer. If you don't know anything, I'm sure you offer personal training at your gym. Hit up Seven Perkins, hit up Lucas LaRue, hit up Miles. Get a personal trainer and learn how to take care of yourself and lift, because it's just going to benefit you. It's like, I wish everyone had that knowledge.
If you can't afford a personal trainer, YouTube is free.
Yes.
YouTube is free.
Yo, nowadays it's so crazy that anyone can be broke or out of shape or in a bad place in their life, because it's just like, YouTube has everything. You can learn to be a graphic designer. You can learn to fucking be you can learn about your nutrition. You can learn about everything on YouTube. And AI, it's like, bruh,
everywhere. Like, there's literally no excuse now to be like, I can't learn anything or try something.
If someone in 2026 tells me they're broke, tells me that they're not where they want to be in their life, and they've been here for years, it's like, no, you're lazy. That's it. Only way you're broke, or you're not doing something right now, because there's so many opportunities out there for people. Man, speaking about being a kid coming up in the jungle, I do this just for myself. Like, I remember guys that I sparred before I was a pro athlete, and like gave me a hell of a time, and then I find them 3 years, 4 years later, and now I'm like whooping them. I'm like, now I got you. As you were growing up and a kid, who was your toughest round? Like, who gave you that work?
Oh, let me think. They all give me work. They were all, because I was the smallest guy. I was actually the first kid to be invited to the pro class for all like the sparring and stuff. So I was always like the smallest guy. Like Luke, he used to beat the shit out of me, because I was like right there. But ever since I grown, we stopped sparring. But still to this day, Kenny, because he's one of the people who just stayed for so long. Kenny be beating the shit out of me. Like, I do better on the stand up. But then, like, when it gets to like the MMA aspect, I feel like I know nothing still. I'm like, how? Because I've been learning from him too as well. But I just like, I can't figure that nigga out, bro.
So you don't even get your get back on Luke. He just said, nah, you're too big.
Don't come no more.
Oh, he's working.
Grinding.
Luke don't
come no more. I did get my get back on Luke. I had to. He used to whoop my ass.
Okay, good. At least you got some get back on him.
Yeah, but the other guys, since like so many people have came and gone, it's just like I don't really have seen them. But the people that have stayed, but like Kenny is the one who most definitely comes to my
5 years.
Yeah.
5 years. Don't worry. You're going to get Kenny in 5 years.
I'm trying.
Because father time is in your favor with Kenny, right? Because Kenny's a little older than you.
Oh, no, he's so strong. He's so strong. I can't do nothing on the ground.
Yeah.
He's saying I'm getting better, but I'm like, bro, you're lying to me. You're literally lying.
Yeah. Man, Kenny is a unit. I've always said, he's been hit or miss with some of his fights with us, but like an in shape Kenny Augusto who has a good weight cut, he is a bad night for anybody. That dude is a killer. He is a savage.
Seriously.
And I've seen it. Like, I've seen the nights where he's had weight cut went really well. Everything's good. And he mauls people, So I can imagine in the gym when he's full of food, water, and there's no weight cut involved, he's a menace.
Oh my gosh. I'll be ducking him sometimes. I duck him sometimes, and I don't duck people, but I do duck him.
Like, now I got a kickboxing fight. Chill.
Yeah. Seriously, I'm not doing no MMA rounds.
Yeah,
I'm chilling.
Nice. So you would say Kenny was your toughest round being a kid coming up, and he's still one of the toughest rounds.
Yes.
I'm telling you, 5 years, 7. 5 years.
I'm hold that.
Remember that.
Hold on.
It might even be 3 years.
I'm gonna remember that.
Yeah, Kenny can't. I think Kenny will always be in the gym. I think he's one of those guys that's like a lifer, like myself. Like, even though I'm not fighting anymore, I'm just going to be in the gym. I know how beneficial it is for me. So you'll be able to get him in 3 or 5 years. You're gonna still see him in there.
I just want to be able to hold him down for at least 30 seconds. I can't.
Yeah. Well, if you do end up growing into being a 55 or a 170, the weight and the age it's gonna be a benefit for you here soon. Like I said, 3 to 5 years. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
I'll be looking forward to that, Kenny.
Yeah.
Keep your hands up.
Man, so something I've always wondered. You had dreads for a very long time.
Yes.
And you ended up, obviously, you don't have them anymore. I just saw a picture on my phone actually from like way back when of me and you at an event, and you had a full head of dreads. Why the decision to cut them? I know it had to take a long time to grow them. I mean, since I've known you, I think you've been growing them and had them. And then out of nowhere, you just decided to get rid of them. What was the reason behind that?
For my fight career, mostly, because it usually always gets in the way of when I was like even in kickboxing, and like I would be distracted by it, or like something will, like if I'm like in a clinch, it was just hard for me to like get my head out of it. And then when I was doing like my first MMA fight into my second those training camps, I'm like stuck in chokes that I know I can get out of, but because my hair is just there, I'm like stuck. So I'm like, if I know I want to take it far, I have to, like, it's just hair, just sacrifice it. Like, it's just like the minute sacrifices, even if you have an attachment to it, I had to do to progress. So that's why I did it.
Dope. Yeah. I always tell people, whatever it is, fighters, I always tell fighters that whatever it is that you're doing and you think it's good for you, bad for you, maybe it's hair, maybe it's a long beard, whatever it is, look at the UFC and tell me how many fighters have that. Like, how many fighters have long dreads?
No, not a lot.
None
at all, basically.
Yeah, I don't think right now there's any at the moment. There has been one or two. Guys who like to party a lot. It's like, hey, look at the UFC. Follow some of these guys. How many guys in the top 5 are out partying nonstop?
Yeah, seriously. Not everybody can be John Jones.
And that's the thing. Oh, John Jones. And it's like, yeah, he's the exception. He's not the rule to follow.
Right, exactly.
And there are going to be guys like that. There's going to be guys that are just freaking freakish athletes that, I've seen the guys in the gym that are there 24/7. They never leave. And then I've seen the guys that only come in for camps. And some of the guys that only come in for camp are beating shit out of the guys that are there 24/7. It's because they're natural. They're an athlete. They're just super talented. But when the going gets tough, I watch those guys lose.
Right.
I watch those guys get finished in the 3rd round because, they're not making it a lifestyle. So I'm glad that you saw that early on and that, hey, I need to get rid of this hair. It also probably helps with the weight cuts. I mean, I know when you're sweating, they're absorbing.
It holds so much.
Yeah.
It holds so much water.
Ginseng de Jour cut his and he lost 4 pounds. 4 pounds of just, shaving off the dreads. And that wasn't wet. So I know he missed weight a couple times, a time or two with us. And it was by like, 4 or 5 pounds. And I was like, man, if you just didn't have those dreads, you probably would have made weight those times.
Seriously.
He also made 135 with dreads. And it's like, bro, so you really made 130, 131?
Yeah, cutting that extra weight that you didn't even have.
Yeah, at 40 years old too. Like, he's an old cat, you know?
Yeah.
That's crazy to me, man. No, that's really cool. Like I said, all the time I see these guys doing things or living their life in a certain way or training a certain way. And it's just like, man, look to the top of the sport. Look to the top of the mountain, the people that are where you want to be. And if they're not doing it, it's probably not a good thing that you're doing it. Right. You should wise up on it. So, but there was no weight issue before. You just, I'm tired of getting stuck in chokes.
That too. I missed weight by a pound when I fought for the Leo code one time. That was the last time I cut the 35. It was the toughest thing ever. But I knew, like, if my hair was gone, I probably would have made it. But it's just like one of those moments that, like, it happens to everybody where it's like nothing's coming off and like your body won't sweat or anything. That's the first time I felt terrible. Like, I was like, I'm not a professional in my head about it. At least it's how terrible. I let my gym down. No, but it's like one of those things, like your body just didn't let it happen. So
Yeah.
Never want that to happen again. So I make sure that I'm staying professional with it. And I knew cutting my hair will also help with that, not holding any moisture and all that. So just the minute things that will help me get further in my career.
How big do you like, do you blow up after a weight cut, or do you always keep a moderate weight and kind of like close to your weight?
I blow up after a weight cut. For my last fight at the Beecham, against, what's his name? I can't remember.
Gene Tannehill.
Yeah, Tannehill. I cut to 45 and then I blew up to 165. So I like to stay in between a weight because I know if I want to stay active, but I usually blow up another like 20 pounds or like stuff like that.
That's not bad.
No. That's
my buddy Jim would blow up to 180, 182. That's considered me blowing up. Like that's a natural, like you put on 20 pounds is like, I think 20 to 25 is like reasonable.
Yeah.
You know, you're not Patty Pimblett putting on 50 pounds.
No. I like to stay. Like, I also like to be able to like take short notice fights as well. If I constantly like to stay ready because I don't know what opportunity will be presented to me.
Yeah.
So for that, I have to constantly be training, constantly at least staying some type of moderately healthy, just in case I get that big opportunity or like some opportunity to come to me. So I like to stay at that weight. But if I'm outside of camp, I'm not training for those 3 months. It's like holidays. I hit like 170 sometimes, 175 max and stuff.
No, that's good, man. A lot of young guys like you know, the problems that tend to happen are, and this is like, I see it all the time, and myself included, was my nutrition. As they blow up, they get out of shape. Maybe they still train, but they're just eating like such trash. They end up getting an injury because they're not treating their body correctly, and the body's like their joints, you know, all that kind of stuff. And you're still young, so you probably have a few more years before your body really feels like what you're eating or not eating. But the weight and the eating after a fight, it's like, man, if I could just give guys advice, the biggest thing is like, yo, don't blow up, don't get ridiculously fat, don't do what Patty Pimblett does. What are you doing? You're staying in shape, you're staying ready. So if opportunity does come, I've had a half a dozen guys get opportunities in the UFC. They couldn't take them because their weight was too much.
Right. Exactly. You never know when it's going to happen.
Yeah. You don't want to be that guy.
Something's going to come knocking on your door. You want to be ready for it at all costs.
Yeah. So, like I said, I've seen it too many times where guys, if you want to be a professional athlete, then act like a professional athlete, you know, do everything the right way, and don't get caught with your pants down, and then you blow a great opportunity.
Exactly.
And every one of those guys I'm talking about, they didn't get another opportunity. They got that call, timing was right, things lined up, and they just weren't in shape. They weren't ready, and they couldn't take advantage of it.
Yeah, exactly. Not everything's going to line up. You're not going to probably be in the right mind space or physically best, but take that risk. You know what I'm saying? You never know where you're going to get it again. You have to take that risk. You get one life.
100%.
And if you really want to achieve that dream or those goals that you put in your mind, you will take it no matter what. So
yeah, it's very, very seldom are things going to be like perfectly aligned.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's in business, that's in personal, that's in fighting, that's in your relationships, all those things. So at what point you started at 11 years old? They moved you up to the adult class. You took your first class when you were 14, or your first fight when you were 14 or 15. At what point did you feel like, you know, I can really do this? This is something that I can make a career out of. I'm going to start locking in and, you know, treat this like I'm a professional.
After my second fight with David, when I was 16, after that, just a lot of stuff was going on in my life, and I just was able to push through mentally and all that. And then when I won that fight, I was like, okay, I didn't just go through that and win this fight. I did it because like there's something that's God given to me, like a gift. So I'm like, I'm gonna push this as far as I can. And so that's when I was like, I want this.
Yeah, because David Angel is one of those guys who's
a stud.
Yeah, he's also very talented. He's also very good. And at the time, you know, he was the guy that everybody was like, really, I mean, you as well, but like he was the other guy. It wasn't like we put these two guys together.
Yeah, when we first fought, I remember when we first fought, he was like 4-0. Like he was just running through all the other kids and stuff. And like in my mind, I'm like, all right, I'm next. I'm about to get ran through. And then when I beat him that first time, I was like, okay, that was good. I felt nice. But the second time, I knew he was going to come even harder and like really try to bring it to me, because he's a competitor.
And pressure too. He brings pressure.
Yeah. So I knew like when I got through that and I won, I was like, okay, I belong here. I belong to compete for this. I love this. I love everything that comes my way. So
that's really dope. You know, throughout a camp, is there anything that you don't like about the process? Me personally, I hated fight week. like nerves, everything will like get to me at that point. But I love training. I love fighting. I love making the walk. I love everything else. What about the process do you not love or is like your least favorite?
Um, uh, the the morning workouts that we have to go to sometimes. I'm like, bro, I don't want to. I'm not a big morning person, so I hate when they're like 9 a.m. be at the gym. Fuck.
9 a.m.
Yeah,
does it.
I was like, fuck. I just watched UFC fights from 2 a.m. with the bros. We're having a great time. We get a text, ruins my whole night. So that's the only part I don't like. I love to train. I love to stay active, but like I hate waking up in the morning.
It's hilarious that you think 9 a.m. is a morning workout.
No, it's terrible. I know, right? I know, right? But I love to sleep. I'm a big sleeper.
I am with you though. Like I am with you about the morning. Only in my older age am I okay with like doing stuff at 9 a.m. I used to be like religiously 11 a.m. Don't bother me. I can go to noon or something like that. But if it was before 11 a.m., like, don't call me, don't talk to me. Even if I had coffee, I don't care. Like I don't want to even know the world exists before 11. I want to be asleep. But now to me, a 6 a.m. workout would be like I'm not doing that.
I'm not going. I'm not going. Another thing would be the food that I have to eat during fight week. Terrible. I just now learned to cook for myself, really. So I'm getting decent at it, but no salt is terrible.
Yeah.
I hate it. I'm doing dash seasoning. I'm like, this tastes like shit. Like this lemon pepper seasoning is not lemon pepper. Like it's not helping.
Yeah. So no mama's cooking on fight week.
No.
Okay.
No. You got it.
Yeah. Are you still living with the rents?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Hey, live there as long as you can. Do not rush to get out of there.
My mom and dad told me at an early age because my dad asked me, like, do you want to take this far? Like, are you serious about this? I told him, yeah. And then my mom and dad both told me that you don't have to get a job or worried about it. Put your all into this and take it there. So they're giving me the opportunity to really chase what I want, and I love them for that because it makes me be able to train more, get better. So that's why I'm like, take every opportunity and like don't take anything for granted because not everybody gets something like that.
Yeah, that is so awesome on both fronts. One, the fact that your parents are getting behind you in this world, because parents will get behind their kids,
right,
but when it's what they want or when it's what is deems acceptable by society, fighting is not one of those things. So props to you, mama and pops, because so many parents, I've watched it happen. I have friends that were in college when I was at FSU that parents took away their funding because they were training and they wanted to take a fight. They're still going to school full time. Hey, I'm also trying to fight. If you're going to fight, then we're done. We're done supporting you. And it's like, yo, that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
So if your parents do that, and then two, I have seen so many guys who parents, girlfriends, you name it, are supporting them and putting their money into them and investing in them to be great. And they're just being lazy pieces of shit.
Yeah, no, I'm not taking that for granted. Because I know, and I have people that I know that will never get opportunities like that, and will never be able to experience like what I'm experiencing, being able to actually chase what you want. So I'm like, why would I take that for granted? That's clearly like a sign for me to like, you can do this. That pushes me to get up in the morning when I don't feel like getting up in the morning. Like, cause like I could be waking up for a 9 to 5, but instead I'm chasing this crazy dream that I have and that I want to achieve.
Yeah, nah, man, that's really cool, man. I'm glad to hear that. I know your dad. Yeah, I've never met your mom. Maybe I have briefly, but your dad always comes up to me, says what's up, says whatever, and I can tell that your dad is like all in. But I also, there's a fine line between being all in and being like too pushy or too involved. And I love that your dad doesn't come across, to me, he doesn't come across as that dad.
Yeah.
I have seen dads that are like, no, you got to do this, you got to do that. I just dealt with one recently where it's like, pops, let him, this is his thing, kind of, like let him be him.
Of course, he gives me advice and like guides me. Like, of course, I take in all the advice that I can get because he's way older than me. He's been through more than me. So he gives me advice and stuff. But at the end of the day, he always tells me like, it's up to you to decide still. But regardless of what you decide, I still have your back, So he lets me go through the lessons, let me still learn, but he also tells me ahead of time, like try this or like experience that or whatever. So
is there anything that stands out in your mind that your dad tried to warn you about or like give you that, that OG advice? Like, hey man, be careful with this. And you did it anyways. And then you're like, damn, I should have listened to you, pops.
No, none that I can think of. No, not really.
Okay.
No, thankfully.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Yeah,
You're
that's
listening.
a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thankfully, you don't think I'm listening, but I do be listening. I just be shrugging my shoulders, but it's not going in one ear and out the other. I promise it's not. But yeah, nothing I know of. Maybe he knows, but nothing that I know.
So we were talking earlier about mama's cooking. I just got a question that came to mind. I say it came to mind, but Miles sent it to me. Mama's cooking. Who I heard that your sister can cook too. I hear she's a mean. She's not.
Nah, she can't cook. She can't cook. I'm gonna keep it on low though. She can't cook.
But your mom can.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, so your mom's the better cook out of your sister and your mom.
Yeah. Okay, my sister can cook, but I'm hating. Like I'm not gonna let her know and tell the people that she can cook.
So mama can beat.
Oh yeah,
sister.
Yeah. I'm always gonna say that she can't cook.
Okay.
She can't cook.
We were talking before too about you got a girlfriend now.
Mm-hmm.
First serious girlfriend since you've been fighting all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Where does she fit in the mix for cooking? Is she mama, sister?
She can cook.
Okay.
Because I'm hating on my sister. I'm gonna put her right above my sister. But realistically, my sister can cook though. She can. I tear her plates up all the time. But
what's the best dish your sister makes? The best dish your mama makes, and the best dish your girlfriend makes?
Oh, my girlfriend cooks a mean steak. Like,
okay.
I suck at cooking steak. Actually, I'm still learning to get like that fine line, but she gets it right every time. Mixed with like the different vegetables she's cooked. Like the steak so far that she cooked has always been like better than any restaurant. My mom cooks like my favorite dish from my mom, super basic, is her chicken Alfredo, but she makes a mean jerk chicken, steamed cabbage, all that, like mashed potatoes and all that. My sister cooks a good. What does she cook?
Not shit.
Yeah, deadass.
Good for nothing.
Not shit. Random shit. But she makes a good chili. She makes a good like baked stuff like lasagna and stuff like that. It's all different things, but they're all good.
Yo, you're gonna have to break me off a piece of that lasagna.
I got you.
That's like my lasagna is.
I also love lasagna.
Yeah, that's like my mom. My mom makes a mean lasagna, and I have the recipe. So we always cook it. Like that's like my favorite dish. Period is lasagna. So I'm always trying and judging others' lasagnas. There's been some that are like right there on a different level. You know, they're the same level, but just a different flavor profile. But lasagna is
also one of my top dishes to eat.
How can you not like it? It's just like it's got everything you need.
Everything you need.
And it's all in one place.
Yeah, you don't have to scatter, move your fork somewhere else to grab it,
Nope.
different bowl. It's just right there on your plate.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Man, so I got one more question about the family and all that kind of stuff. The name. How did we get the name?
I still don't know. I'm so serious.
No idea.
Your
dad or your mom picked it?
My full name's Seven Elliott.
Okay.
Right. My mom wanted to name me Elliott. My dad wanted to name me Seven. But in between, they're not deciding. They bring it together. But I just tell people to call me Seven for short. But I still don't know how he got Seven. He tells me his favorite number. But I think what he really told me, he also recently told me it's like a God, like a gospel thing, God and all that, for like 7 days of completion and all that, and like lucky numbers and all that. So I'm gonna just say it's that, but I'm so unsure. I heard like 7 different stories. No pun intended. No, seriously, no pun intended.
Oh, that was great. So sorry, I lost my train of thought just for that one. I was thinking of 6, 7 too. With your name, I'm going back to your name, your nickname. What is your actual fight nickname?
I don't have one.
I mean, Miles gave you one.
That's his nick. On the combat night sheet, every time I fill it out, I put no answer every time. But he's saying it.
I mean, I think that's your fight name then. That's how you get it. You don't get you don't get to give yourself one. Someone gives it to you.
Right.
So what is your fight name?
I guess that.
What is that?
8-9.
Okay.
8-9 right after 7. But I think my name is so unique where I don't need a nickname.
Yeah, but 7, 8, 9 is pretty dope.
Yeah.
Being honest.
Thank you. Shout out to you, Miles. Because I literally tell him, bro, please don't. He's like, nope.
You know, future interview questions, they're going to be asking you why did 7, 8, 9.
I know.
That's gonna be a thing.
That's what I want to avoid. That's literally what I'm trying to avoid.
Yeah. So Miles, is he Unc? Is he big bro? What is Miles?
That's my uncle.
That's Unc.
Yeah, that's Unc. Been with me since. He's also another guy who used to beat the shit out of me at the gym.
Damn, when you were a kid?
Yeah, he used to sweep me hard. Like,
I believe it, because my son came in. We were at the jungle one day just hanging out for a little bit, and Katie went out there to fight Miles, and Miles straight whoop,
yeah,
right on his ass.
Miles is one of those who used to sweep me hard. And I remember one time he like swept me like 10 times in like a round. And I'm on the car ride home back to my dad. He's like, "Why the fuck you let Miles sweep you 10 times?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm 15. He's a grown ass man. He's a prospect right now, like 8-0. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck you mean? Why did he sweep me 10 times? He can't. He hasn't done it recently in like years.
You about said he can't anymore. I heard can't.
Matter of fact, you can't.
All right,
Yeah.
Miles, I expect to see some video in the next 48 hours.
You got to come to Tuesday, bro.
That's hilarious. Yeah, you should have told your dad, man. You and Miles about the same size. Go ahead, pops. Show me how it's done.
He's the type to be like, I don't care what size it is. I'm like, bro, you don't know. He's a problem, bro. He's a problem.
Oh man, that's yeah. And Miles is a menace too, man. He's we actually love having him at combat night.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have guys from all different teams working with us. And Miles, when he first came in, I wasn't really sure how to take him, because the reason we even, I think, went in that direction was because he was so well spoken at the press conference we had, and we needed a new announcer. Ours had just got picked up by the Savannah Bananas, and his schedule was crazy. And I was like, all right, but Miles seemed like a real put together, like just professional and like kind of uptight guy. Is what I thought. And then when we got him with us, I was like, oh no, man, Miles he's one of us. Like he's fucking cool as shit. Like he's not uptight at all.
No, yeah, he's cool. He's dope. I'm happy he came into my life to help me with my career and all that, like lifting and all the other like stuff outside the gym and stuff. Like truly like an uncle to me and stuff.
Yeah, that's good too, man. You know, so many guys, you know, everyone at the jungle has the same people in the gym to look up to and ask questions to and get advice from, but not everyone's actually doing it, you know. And I have guys that come in from jungle, from fusion, from dark, you know, all the gyms, and they'll miss weight. And I'm like, bro, it's like your first fight. And I'm like, yo, what's going on? How'd you miss weight? And it's like, oh man, like, well, who'd you ask for help? I didn't ask.
Yeah, why?
Bro.
Yeah, why? There's so many people there that can literally help you and you've been through what you are going through right now. That can just help you get through it.
It amazes me how many people do not take the advice and help or ask for the help from the people in the gym that have already been through it, already been there, done that. And it's like, yo, that is exactly like when we say family and all these other things, like that is what we're talking about. Like you should be asking these guys how to cut weight. What should you be eating? What shouldn't you be eating? You know, all these things, even like, you know, we're gonna talk about your girlfriend here in a second too. But like when you get in a relationship and like how to navigate having a girl and trying to fight, because, you know, Brandy will tell you, and I tell the story all the time, when me and her first got together, when I started realizing like, oh, we're kind of getting serious, I had to tell her, I was like, hey, I just want to make sure you understand, like, you ain't number one. You're just not. Like my fight career myself is number one. You can be a close second. I said, but you know, I got to put myself first if I want to make something out of this. And obviously once you start having kids and you stop fighting, like things are going to change or whatever. Right, but, you know, having your first like real serious girlfriend, where'd you meet her at?
Not necessarily the gym, but you can say the gym.
Man, you just Mike Lee, you better get this guy. He owes you like 50%. I feel like you was changing this man's life.
Who, Mike Lee?
Yeah, because you got you as a kid, you got girlfriend, pro career, all these things. Yeah. I love it though. That's cool that you know, you're able to find someone at the gym, because then I think that's going to make the relationship a little better, because they understand if they're around the gym atmosphere, they kind of know like what it takes to be a fighter, even if they're not doing it. Yeah,
like I said, the first thing she told me, because that's always the first thing I talk about, like this is something like I wanted as a little kid, and this is something I'm going to push for. So I need all my focus. And if you want to be with me, I need you to have my back and push for that, not to pull me away. And she was like, oh, I already know that's not going to be a problem. And for all the time that we have been together, for like the 8 months, has presented as a problem at all. And more like she's actually motivating me to go harder. She's like, you got to do it. You got to get up. And so I know it's hard or whatever, but you're going to get through it. And when you meet that end goal, you're going to be way more happy. That's when we can come together. Then we can relax once you're like chill. But she understands the grind. She's a grinder herself.
Is she wanting to fight at all? Or?
No, hell no. Hell no. She does jiu-jitsu, but that's the only thing she'll do.
Okay.
Only thing, she hates the striking shit.
She gonna compete?
Yeah. She's doing a Jiu-Jitsu World League the 28th of
Okay.
February next weekend. Yeah.
Nice.
So.
Have you watched her compete yet, or how's that for you? You nervous at all, or?
Yeah, I see what people be talking about now because I'm like, oh no, get off the choke, please. And I'm like, oh, thank God. But yeah, I see. I'm not as nervous as I was for her first time because I see her growth and I see how much she's getting better. I see the work ethic and I see that she's understanding it more because she's also in the gym working towards something and she understands I need to go to the gym. I need to do this. I need to put hours in. So I'm seeing the work ethic and like I'm getting more and more confident about how good she's gonna do.
That's cool. That's really cool that you get to see her grind as well, and you get to go support her. Whenever she has a jiu-jitsu competition, and it's a good thing probably that she doesn't want to fight because I have seen, not saying that they're all bad. There's some that work really well, but I've also seen the two fighter relationship, and it's just like especially if they're in camp around the same time, both trying to cut weight. It's just like, man, I do not envy that one bit.
She does not think about that at all. She does not want to do it. She thinks she does not like it. So she's like, I'll support. I have your back, but scoot on. Like, I don't want to do that.
Good. That's dope. And the Mike Lee comment earlier, we be telling people like about how combat night changed their lives. Like, because people meet, we've been around for 14 years now and people meet their significant other or they, get a job or something because they met someone through. So that's like, I'm sure there's a lot of people in the jungle that like, if you, how do we say that, Ramsey? Like all roads lead back to combat night. So we just be giving people a hard time telling them like, thank combat night for that. I do it mostly with Brandy. She hates it. But it's always a good time. Speaking of combat night, you got 10 fights with us.
Yes.
What's the favorite moment you've had? What's the favorite venue you fought in? Give us some combat night stuff that you've had over the years.
Favorite moment is when I won the first youth belt for combat night ever. Okay. Favorite venue has been the Beecham. I love the Beecham.
Energy.
I feed off of energy. I wish there was, to be honest, I wish there was a pro card for the Beecham.
Might be happening.
Oh my gosh. Okay. We'll talk about that later. Yeah. But when my last kickboxing fight against Adrian, it was just dark for some reason. It was just like so dark. Like I can't see nobody outside the cage and it's just dim lighting hitting the cage. And I'm like, holy shit. All right, here we go. And the crazy about that fight, I was sick prior to that fight. Yeah. Like the last week of training, I couldn't do 3 rounds of pad work because like I was just like couldn't breathe. My heart was going. So I was like breaking down. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like this is an important fight. I'm trying to win this fight, gain momentum, and do my MMA debut. So I was like, I went in there sick. So I was like, I had like respiratory, like I couldn't breathe. I was like, fuck it, dog. Let's go in here and use my skill and do what I had to do. So that was like by far my favorite moment and all that for combat night. That I got through that
little MJ moment. You know who Michael Jordan is?
Yeah, of course.
Just making sure, man. Yeah, sometimes I be dropping these names of these kids and they'd be like, who is that?
Nah, come on, dog.
You know who BJ Penn is?
I do know who BJ Penn is.
I'm just making sure, man.
Come on, dog.
I'm just making sure. I'm gonna think of someone else that you should know later on and make sure you know these OGs in the game.
Okay.
But yeah, that's dope, man. I love it too. So many guys and amateurs will pull out. Like, look, at the end of the day, I'm not the person getting in the cage and doing whatever. I get it. I'm not the man in the arena. But I hate it when guys are pulling out. It's like, oh man, I stubbed my toe, and it's like, brother, it's an amateur fight, and you say you want to go to the UFC one day. Like, where's the mentality of like, I got to push through this, and I got to go out there and just see what I'm made of. Like, at the end of the day, there's a referee in there. There's a lot of protections for you. And how are you ever going to, you don't want to go to find out what you're made of your debut in the UFC because you took a short notice fight and you just got over having the flu and you're in a realm of like, you've never been here before.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not what you want. So, I applaud you for that. Cause so many guys, it's like a 50-50 probably. And I would say the 50% of guys that are pulling out of fights and ducking fights, we've had guys pull out of fights because their girlfriend's cat died. No lie here.
Okay.
Get it. That's all too. Someone got into an argument at the pre-fight at the meeting, the day of the fight. Him and his girl got into an argument about some shit. He said, fuck this, I'm out. And just left over an argument with his girl. And I'm just like, yo, well, obviously he's not built for this. So I love hearing those stories about guys that, they were sick or I fought 2 weeks after my mom passed away. Like I've done, that's another thing too, is like I'll never ask a fighter to do something for us that I have not done. Like I just won't. And I understand too, at the end of the day, even if they won't do what I've done, like we're different men and we're going through things differently. We handle things differently, but I love it when I hear stories like that, where a guy is not afraid to go out there and see what he's made of and find out what he's made of. And it turned out well for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did take that risk.
Exactly.
Seriously.
Again, like you said, take risk.
And it's amateur, bro.
Yes.
It's if you're really going to learn that, you're literally supposed to do amateur fights and learn before you go pro. So when you go pro, you're not, oh, I never did this before. Take it, bro.
And you fought, man, you fought tough dudes all the way, even as a kid. How old were you when you fought Franco? 18. So you had just turned 18. You're fighting a grown ass man. Like, you just
19. Yeah.
And then David Angel, like I said earlier, like these are the 2 teenagers that were like, yo, both these guys are going to make it one day.
Right.
We just know it. We see the way they're acting. We see the way they carry themselves. You took that fight not once, but twice.
Right.
So it's like, those are the type of guys that I know are going to make it because they're not afraid to take the risk. And sometimes you do end up getting to, your pro career with a near flawless record or a flawless record. But then other times you have a guy like Val Woodburn, who was like 5-3, 6-3 as an amateur. He did take losses. But he also took challenging fights. He found out like, oh, this weight class isn't for me. I need to he fought Apple Pie. Our current heavyweight champ, 200, he cuts to 265.
In the Amies?
He fought him as an amateur. Bro, he went up there to Georgia in Apple Pie's hometown, and he had been making 205. He fought, I can't think of the guy's name right now from the jungle.
Zach
Shelby.
Yeah, Shelby.
Zach Shelby. He fought him at 205, and I think it was after that fight whenever he fought Apple Pie, but it was a short notice fight too. And I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. And he's like, just a fight. Like I think he dropped Apple Pie in the fight.
Right.
So it's like, this guy, yes, when he went pro, was he 5-3 or 6-3? Yeah, for sure he was. But look who he lost to. Zach Shelby ain't no slouch. Apple Pie ain't no slouch. He was losing the guys that were bigger and they were good. They weren't just bigger than him. They were good as well. And he found out like, oh, I'm an 85er.
Right.
And he eventually found out I'm a welterweight. Like he found a way to make welterweight in the UFC. But you don't find out these things if you don't actually go in there and try it or do it. Like you said about not cutting too much weight. Maybe you do take a fight at 55 and you're like, damn, these motherfuckers are big and strong. I need to figure out a better way to cut weight so I can go to 45 or, whatever the case is. But in the amateurs, it is, like you said, it's a testing grounds. It's like your middle school GPA. It's your high school GPA. Once you go to college, no one gives a damn about that. Like it's in the past. Your amateur career should be used as a testing ground to find out what you're made of, what you're capable of. And honestly, like, do you got it? Because
seriously,
I see some guys who they just pick and choose all their fights. They get to 5-0, they go pro, and then they can't pick and choose anymore.
Decline.
And it's just, man, like, and you know what? Some of those guys could have probably been great fighters had they tested themselves and took them L's as an amateur
and actually learn something.
Yep. And learn like, oh, my wrestling is trash. I just fought this, D2 or D1 wrestler and my wrestling's trash. I need to get better at wrestling. Or, hey, I thought my hands were good until I fought this Muay Thai fight and my hands were trash.
Right.
So it's, again, long-winded way. Just, I applaud you because it is not easy to do that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So we got your favorite venue at Combat Night. We got your favorite moment at Combat Night. What do you like? What do you enjoy about Combat Night? What's your favorite part of the being around Combat Night itself?
The atmosphere and like the atmosphere mostly. It's like
you've been to a lot of events.
I have
right?
been to a lot, and like
Okay.
every time I go, I literally can see like how like passionate some of the people are. Like there's some people who just go there actually to just go there. It's not like just teammates coming. Of course, like your team is gonna come, but it's also like other fans that like actually know about Combat Night. It's like, okay, there's a Combat Night down in the city. Let's go there. You know what I'm saying? Let's go enjoy it. So that's why I love the atmosphere, and I love like the crowd interaction. I love like how invested people get. Like for my first MMA fight, I remember when we got into the cage, they were banging on the bleachers, like my opponent's team. And in my mind, I'm like, holy shit, this bitch is jumping. Like,
yeah,
this is like
Mario, right?
Yeah. And we're like, the 8th fight into like the amateur card, and I'm like, why is this shit jumping right now?
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. This is not even a main fight. And then I hear my side, and then like it's just like the atmosphere. I just feed off of it, and so that's one thing I always liked about Combat Night.
Cool.
The investigation and like how you guys interact with all the fans, and like how the fans interact with all the fights and stuff. It's like feels like a real like show.
Yeah,
you know?
we try to, man. Like, you know, we go to some venues and they be putting up like barricades in between every section. Like,
right.
tables are barricaded off, VIPs so all these barricades, and I'm like, man, move all that shit. If you're in VIP, you can go up to the table and hang out with your boy at the table for a minute. Like, I'm not trying to like keep everyone in their own little designated area.
Mm-hmm.
I want people to be everywhere.
Right.
I want you guys, when you walk out, for security to have to do their job.
Right.
Like, all right, the walkout's over, back up, move.
That's what it's like in the UFC. People are reaching over. Security's like, move. Like, I like the people that are right there. Like, I'm all right, bet. It like feels like modern day Gladiator in a sense. Like, okay, this is like real primal stuff. Like, you're going out there to fight, and like it, like seeing that prepares you. Like, okay, yeah, this is real.
Yeah,
like, lights are on. And
like you said, you know, my goal when we started Combat Night, and I say this all the time, but it was like, we fought for a lot of promotions, Bellator, UFC. It was like, what do we love and what do we hate? Like, we're getting rid of everything we hate, and we're going to keep everything that we love. And then as it's evolved, it's like, what can we do to help prepare these guys for the next level? Like, because I mean, man, I've walked guys out in the UFC. I get chill bumps. I get goosebumps when the crowd's going crazy and yelling and they're trying to touch and grab. It's just an insane. Talking about it, I'm getting goosebumps. It's insane. So chaos is obviously something you're going to experience at the highest level. Okay, cool. How chaotic can we make this without there being any issues or it like, you know, during the fight, obviously like we're chill, but like, I want to make like high level energy chaos. I want it to be an experience for you guys. And I always tell other people that, like, yo, it's you might have fought for other you might be 5-0, but it's different when you come fight for us. Like, the experience is different, everything from start to finish. That's why we have you guys sign posters. That's why we do everything that we do, because we want you guys, when you get to the UFC, to feel like, oh, I've been here before.
Right. And I have fought for a lot of different promotions. I fought for XFN, like Leo Code, like CM fights and all that for like different Muay Thais. And like, it's not as like, okay, yeah, it's very organized. You guys are also organized, but like, it's like, okay, yes, they're going to stay over there. You're here. You can't move to the crowd or wherever. No, you guys are like, nope, pressure's on. You're about to fight. If you're good, you'll be all right. If you're not, all right, so what?
Yeah, I prefer to call it organized chaos.
Yeah.
Like, your fight, you know, we're going to start at the right time. We're going to end early. We're not going to throw a bunch of bullshit in the middle. And we're going to be, you know, when you get in the cage, everyone's going to be on point. Judges, we're going to have, that's another thing too. I want the best judges, the best referees. We've had guys, a guy from the, is actually really funny. A guy from the jungle armbarred somebody at the Guilt nightclub one time. And as soon as the guy put the armbar on, the guy didn't tap, the ref stopped the fight. Like, yo, it was like his first time ever reffing. He stopped the fight right away. And I was like, man, don't let him go back in there.
Yeah.
We can't do this. And he had done other events where like, yeah, but he had the armbar. And I was like,
yeah,
he had the armbar. Like,
that reminds me of my fight with Adrian. The newer, you guys had a newer ref. I can't remember his name. He's fantastic now. Yeah, he's fantastic now, but that's a learning lesson. But Adrian got the 8 count, but instead of counting, he waved his hands.
Yep.
In my head, I'm like, I did it. I spit my mouthpiece out, and then I turn around. He's counting. I'm like, oh God. So I'm trying to pick up my mouthpiece and going, but he calls the doctor, and I'm like, dog, what the fuck is going on?
I remember that. Yeah, I remember. And you know, there's things that are fixable, learnable moments, and then there's things that are like, whoa. Yeah. And, you know, and if you can have a conversation, like I remember having a conversation with a ref about the armbar, and he just could not understand why it wasn't okay for him to stop the fight.
Exactly.
And I was like, nope, we can't have this dude back. Jared, the other guy, I believe is his name, had a conversation with him, and he's like, yeah, I know. It's like, I just messed up. I was, you know, a lot going on. And again, just like you guys are dealing with the energy and the craziness of the crowd.
Also dealing with it.
He's dealing with it too. So it's cool to see. He's actually one of my favorite. Him and a guy named Steve have really, like, we've watched them grow up over the last 2 years, a year and a half or so. And it's cool too, because like, we're not just trying to get fighters into the UFC. You know, for Matt Grafer going to Savannah Bananas, that's huge. We want to get referees, you know, Larry Folsom, rest in peace. He was one of the referees in the UFC. Chris Mignacci, Will also probably be in the there soon. Isaiah was just there for the UFC recently doing check-ins. We want to see all you motherfuckers get there.
Right,
like,
right.
Except for Ramsey. We don't want or Richard. We don't want y'all motherfuckers stay with us.
You guys gotta stay.
You're not invited to that party.
Not at all.
Yeah, man, that's really, really dope. Oh man, something. Never mind. My left ear just went like blank deaf for a moment. I think it was the headset though. I don't think it was my ear. Yeah. Anyways, it kind of scared me.
That's scary.
Is there anything else, man? Anything else you want to say about the jungle? Anything you have going on over there? Anyone you want to show love to?
Everybody out there, Alec Brooks, Mike Lee, Eric Peebles, those 3 coaches right there have helped me develop so much as a person with life advice, as a fighter, just overall. And it's just been love and just keeping it real with me, not sugarcoating anything and telling me like what I have to do to make it. So I just love and appreciate them. And I appreciate the people that are there with me now, going through all the hard camps and pushing me to achieve this dream that I want. And so I just love that whole atmosphere and that whole family atmosphere. Like, we got your back, whether you fall, whether you succeed or whatever you're going through, we're here for you. So I just love everybody over there. And you guys know who you are. I'm not about to name drop, but you guys know who I'm talking to. Something you said, man, I want to make sure you don't forget this either, is that you said the people who are going through it with me now. I always tell guys, guys will go get managers. And just to be honest, like in today's day and age, eventually you're going to need a manager. Eventually, to get to the UFC, you'll need that person to like segue there for you. But if they're DMing you on Instagram and what they're doing is they have a lot of these junior agents that'll just mass message people and like they try to get people to come sign. And they don't care if you make it or you don't make it. They're probably not going to do much for you for sponsorship wise. But when that time does come and you need a manager, make sure they're bringing something to the barbecue. Right. Like, you ain't showing up to my barbecue without some fire ass mac and cheese, some ribs, something. Like, you got to bring something to my table. Right. You don't get to come sit at my table for free. Yeah. And until they can do that, don't sign. Right. Just because you like you said, you name Peebles and Alec and Mike and Miles and Kenny and all these people around you that are there for you, can help you. And the biggest thing that a manager should be able to do, which most can't, is have a good relationship with the promotion that will make sure you stay active. So you already got that too. So just be wise when it comes time to find your manager. Talk to a bunch. Don't sign with the first person who talks to you. Talk to all of them and decide who you like best, who understands you best, and who you believe in the most. Because I see a lot of guys signing with management companies and they're not really bringing anything to the table. So just keep that in mind as well. Like, if they're going to come sit at 7 Perkins table, okay, you better have some fire ass mac and cheese. Yeah, facts. I know what I could pull for you. Exactly. What can you pull for me? Because I know what I'm going to do for your name. What you're going to do for me. So appreciate that. No problem, man. And yo, anytime you need anything, fire away. Shoot me a message. Ask me a question. I tell guys all the time. In fact, I got something for you right now. How many fight shirts have you made? I have made. Well, we're in the works for some type of merchandise now. Okay. Like, me and my dad are talking to people about that. But just maybe like a 50 at most, and just selling them, giving it out, just getting my name around. And stuff. You got how many? You got 10 fights with us? Yeah. You should have 10 fight shirts. You should have 10. Every time you fight, you should have a new fight shirt. You should be offering it. And I'd say this to every fighter, because even if it's something as simple as like, it doesn't have to be all, crazy like this, but like Roots of Fighting. I love Roots of Fighting. And I always say too, is like, just a tip. A lot of guys want to put their fight pictures on their shirt. And, you've worn the shirts. You've worn everybody's shirts at the gym. I'm a rag on Miles real quick. Miles made a dope shirt, but it was like a sticker on the shirt. It felt like I was wearing a sweat. It just made me sweat. But like something clean that you can wear to anywhere. And it doesn't have like, it can say 7 Perkins established with your birthday. And then like Jungle MMA and Fitness, like boom, simple. But you're going to have more people that want to buy that shirt than if it's a picture of you knocking somebody out or something. I'm saying you can't do those too, but when you do them, don't make them a sticker. Right. Please, all fighters, hear that out. Do not put stickers on your fight shirt. It don't feel good. Don't feel comfortable. Even if you buy the nice, fancy tri-blend cotton shirt, when you put the sticker on it, it just makes the shirt not feel good. But yeah, man, I have like a dozen Jim Ayler shirts. He made a shirt for every fight camp.
He would sell 50 to 100 of them.
Mhm.
It's an extra $1,000 that's virtually free. And then it's easy to grab people and say, hey man, I know you run a business. Throw me 150, throw me $200. I'll put your logo on the back of my shirt. I'll show you some love. And you get, Daniel Morrison down at John Way Martial Arts. I think he charges like 150 a spot, and he has 16 spots, and he sells all 16. Bruh. And I know at the Jungle, a lot of business owners.
Right. Yeah.
If every one of them gives you $100 and you get 16 spots on the back of a shirt, you just made $1,600. That covers all the shirts that you're going to buy, and you get to sell them and make more money.
Right.
So for me, it's like every fighter, especially if a popular fighter like yourself, you should be making shirts for every camp. Maybe not when you were a teenager. I get it. But learn to hustle now, man, because people talk about Sean O'Malley.
Yeah.
But, he's so popular because he had so many things going on outside of the UFC. So he had a lot more to bring when he went there. And, you never want to get in a position, which I don't think you will. Again, you have the great support system between the gym and your family. But you never want to be in a position where you're fighting for money.
Right.
That's the last thing, which if that's what you're fighting for, I want to be rich, and that drives you.
Right.
Cool. But if you're, if your real goal is like you're fighting for legacy, other things, but now I got to fight for money. It's just, I see a lot of guys taking fights where I'm just like, man, I wish.
Yeah. And I can admit that I'm lazy on the promoting myself part. That's on me. Like my dad has talked to me about that. And like, I'm just lazy on that part. I just want to train or whatever. So I can own up and say that's on me for being lazy about it. But that's the plan. And I don't think I'm not here to just fight for money. Because you can go get you can go get more money doing something way smarter.
Yes.
I'm doing it because I love this and I want to achieve something that some of the greats have achieved. I tell myself that I know I'll be a champion. So I'm not saying that as my dream and setting myself low. I'm setting something higher by saying I want to be somebody that people look at and be like, wow. Like an Anderson Silva, Khabib type of thing. That's what I put my mind as that. And I know me getting to that, the money will come. Yeah. Long as I keep driving for it. So
100% it will. But we're going to make sure I'm going to bug you every time we have a fight. I'm like, yo, what's your fight shirt look like?
Bet.
I'm going to put it in your ear.
Keep me in my head.
I will. I promise you. I promise you. Man, we end every podcast. We try to like watch some videos and react over the last week. There have been lots of viral moments. Not just in the UFC, but also, combat night and other things going on. So we're going to play some of them here and just get your and my live reaction.
Bet. I'm excited.
We can start with that one. We're not showing the fans this one though, right? This is just for me and Seven to watch. Yeah, YouTube does not like it. I don't blame it. I've seen it 12 times and I still react. So this past weekend in Tallahassee, we had a fight, guys. If you haven't seen it yet, it's on our Instagram. It's on YouTube. We had a guy, Zima. Listen, first of all, hats off to this guy. I have seen many people break bones inside of a fight, and they usually quit shortly after. The only one I can think of off the top of my mind that really pushed through was Rich Franklin versus Chuck Liddell. He blocked a kick and broke his arm. We haven't quite figured out when this guy exactly broke it. But he broke it somewhere during the fight, and then he uses that same arm to get the knockout finish. And this is him right after getting the finish, the realization. Have you seen this yet, Seven?
I've seen it once. It's disgusting.
Super height.
Look, bro. It's dangling. Yeah, I'm in shock too, dog. How the fuck you break your arm? Like literally as he's celebrating, it's wobbling. Oh, that's terrible.
And when you can't hear it, but it's like he literally says, whoa, whoa. And the first whoa, I think, was like, I don't know that it's happened yet. The second whoa was, my arm is broke.
Oh my gosh.
Savage. Yo, he knocked a dude out with that. And if you watch the video, there's another video where it shows the knockout. He used that hand. Well, honestly, he was hitting with this part of his arm. He used that part of his arm to knock the buddy out.
Oh my God. That's crazy to me.
I'd be crying.
I would too. And I'm pretty tough.
Yeah.
I would notice my arm broken.
He threw it at least 4 or 5 times and literally was landing with the middle part of his forearm.
He mentally okay?
I talked to him. He said he was good. Said he's got surgery coming up. He was asking a couple questions about like the insurance and stuff, but he seems like he's doing pretty good. I mean, bro, you got to be a mentally tough dude to like, and he literally sat there and had a whole conversation. We didn't even post the whole conversation he had. He had a whole conversation with Daniel Faulkner about his arm while he's like waiting for, because like, you know, the doctors will rush in the cage if they realize someone got knocked out. So they're going in the cage to look at his opponent because his opponent got knocked out. And the ref is over there with his opponent and he's walked away from all that. So he's sitting in the middle of the cage with his arm broken and no one's like really alerted for like a solid 20 seconds because they're worried about his opponent because his opponent got knocked out. Then the coaches are screaming like his eyes broke his arm. And then the doctor's like, oh shit, like this is where my attention needs to be. So yeah, he sat there for 20 seconds and just had a conversation.
First fight of the night.
First fight?
Could you imagine?
Oh my God. What a tone setter. Wow.
Could you imagine you're in the back getting ready for your fight and you're watching this like, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah. There's actually a funny story. One of my teammates, Daniel Gomez, he fought recently for combat night. And I was in the back cornering and helping. I was warming up Christian, Big Chop, for his MMA fight. And he was the second MMA fight of the night. I remember he comes back. Edgar comes back. He won. And we see Dan run. I'm like, yeah, he won. He throws up. He looks terrible. Me and Chop are like, what the fuck happened out there? Like, you're next, bro. Like, I don't know what the fuck is about to happen. But he's just like, that's a great tone setter for the whole night. Regardless of what. I broke my arm punching and knocking some dude out. Let's go win these fights. Red corner, blue corner, or whatever.
That's you know, that's another thing too, man, is like the energy in the locker rooms is like so important in fights. And like, you know, I've been in locker rooms where like guys are coming back tail tucked, like fucking, you know, upset and sad. And then I've been in locker rooms where the guy comes back and he's like, whoa, yeah. And I'm like, okay, he won. Like, awesome.
I'm next.
Let's see what we got next over here. Yeah, Sean Strickland's KO.
Oh my gosh.
What is this, like a 25 punch combo?
Yeah, he's tripping. Look what he's doing. What makes me mad is that like he talks about fighting just like that the whole time, but then he'll go out there and out jab the shit out of you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
I was tired. Obviously, it's, you know, main event. I'm starting to get a little sleepy, and I was like, I don't even want to sit here and like deal with this fight because you never know with Sean Strickland. He's either gonna come out and when he hurts somebody, when he gets a moment, he'll do stuff like this, which is amazing. This is the Sean Strickland I love.
Way to kill.
Yes.
Way to kill.
And then he'll sometimes come out and just stay behind his jab. He'll get pushed around, and it's like, man, what are you doing?
He'll follow his game plan. He will follow his game plan to the death. To the death.
Exactly. And sometimes you got to go. Like, you got to say, fuck the game plan.
Right.
And I'm sure he acknowledged he hurt him with a body shot, I think.
A knee.
Yeah.
Hurt him with a knee.
Nice.
The first knee he throws the whole fight.
Yep. Because Fluffy kept crashing like he does. He kept crashing,
overextending. And overextended too much and ran right into the knee.
Beautiful knee too. It was nasty.
Especially for Fluffy. He's not the type to just crumble up and just go away. That means like he was like genuinely like trying to like stay up. Yeah,
he's got a lot of heart and a lot of cardio. Even to be able to stay up, because the knee was like a moment where he crashed in, but even to be able to stay up and take all those shots that he took from Sean and he was moving the whole time. Right. And man, poor guy, Sean was finding him. Everywhere his head went, Sean found him.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good fight.
Yeah, let's see that girl knockout.
Yeah.
Folded 5 different ways.
I see this on my feed all the time, and I'm wondering what's the other girl's record. Because like I'm curious about what the other girl's record is.
But we also don't know what happened before this, right? Like we're just seeing the final moment. Maybe it was a war up to this point and the girl was exhausted and then she got hot with a head kick. When I see these videos, what I think is, and there's dudes that don't train that think they can beat a woman that does train.
No. Like if you're 140 and you're scrawny, you're not beating fucking anybody that's training, especially a woman.
Yes,
like that.
Not at all. Even if you're 180, but you're fat and out of shape, you're not doing it. And that's why when I see the comments, like, you know, I be posting rage bait videos all the time with women beating me up and like, they're like, oh, she wouldn't do that to me. And it's like, bro, I go to your page and like, bro, you wear spandex and ride a bike around town. She's doing that to you.
Yeah, you're not doing anything. That's not real exercise, dog. You're not, bro. You're pedaling for like 20 seconds and stopping, and rolling, and then you're going for another 10. Like,
Yeah, so that's what I think of when I see that. But yes, I think anytime it's a natural reaction whenever you see a big finish on Instagram. Again, we're only seeing the last 5 or 10 seconds.
Exactly.
People might see Corey Taylor's recent knockout in Tallahassee. He walked the guy down, hard feint, and then delivered a nasty right hand and knocked him out. If you just saw that moment, you might think his opponent was trash, but his opponent was
there's no telling.
Yeah, his opponent was an Olympian who was 7-3 going into that fight and hurt Taylor. I mean, bro, that was if you haven't seen the Tallahassee fights yet, as Ramsey posts them in like the next like 30 or 45 days, bro, that whole card was violent
from top to bottom.
Top to bottom. It was like probably the most violent card I have seen ever for us. It was, I think.
Was that arm break the Tally one?
Yes.
Okay.
It literally, the whole night was crazy, insane fights, big moments. I think 3 or 4 people. Okay. Throughout the course of our events, we might have had 3 or 4 people transported by the ambulance to the hospital. We had 3 or 4 people transported that night by ambulance to the hospital.
Okay.
So, I mean, it was a violent, every fight, we had some really good, Romello and Safe. They fought, and that was a war back and forth. Romello Union.
Yeah.
He's always game. And him and his opponent had a fucking war. It was a split decision, but there was no boring fights. Like, no fight was boring. From the amateurs all the way to the pros. We could have ended at the amateur card, and I think the whole crowd would have been happy. Oh, let's go home. Instead, we had 10 more pro fights
that just kept the same energy and kept it going. That's amazing.
Yep.
I love cards like that.
Yo, man, I meant to ask you, you and Timmy used to be training partners, huh?
Yeah, that's my dog.
Yeah,
that's my dog.
So I was watching the video of you whenever you got the knockout over the guy that was up 2 weight classes. And there's a moment where you went over to Timmy. He's in a camera stand, and you could tell he was like giggly little girl, happy for you. And you were like,
that's my dog. I loved him, bro.
Yeah. He's become one of my favorite people. It's hard. I categorize you anytime I'm talking about these young guns that get it, because there's so many guys who, if they had locked in at a younger age, because like nowadays, especially with guys like Raul Rojas getting in early, you 25 and 26-year-olds that are just starting to make your pro debut, if you're not locked in, 7 Perkins is coming for you. Even if you are locked in, 7 Perkins is coming for your ass.
It doesn't matter.
So if you're not locked in and you're not doing everything you can to be successful,
you're fucked.
You're in trouble, dog.
Even if you are locked in, you better.
Yeah,
good.
That's the attitude. And this kid ain't going out and getting drunk on a Thursday night and stumbling into practice on Friday. I've seen that. I mean, I've trained at hundreds of gyms. I've all over the world. And I see multiple high-level pro athletes that are like just getting wasted all the time, and they're 26, 27, and they're saying they want to make it. No, you're not. Because there's guys like Seven, there's guys like Tim, there's guys like Joe Gonzalez, there's guys like David Angel. There's a lot of these young kids that are 20, 21 years old that are coming up. And I think even 10 years from now, if you're not like these guys, you're not going to make it. You just only have a chance.
Yeah.
In 10 years, the sport's going to evolve, and all these young kids that are training at the start of 11 years old are going to be turning pro when they're 20, 21 years old. And the 25, 26-year-old, myself included, I was 26 whenever I went pro, had a great career. I enjoyed it, fought for 1 championship in Bellator, and did all the things I wanted to do in the sport. But guys like me, we ain't doing that shit no more. If I run into 7, I think about how skilled you are, how skilled Tim is, how skilled all these guys are. If I ran into you when I was 26 or 27 years old, I'm getting my shit kicked in. Straight up. The level of MMA is like so much higher now.
Right.
That a 26-year-old is going to have a hard time coming in, even with a prior background of wrestling or a prior background of some boxing. You're going up against a kid, I say kid respectfully, who started at 11, has been doing it for 10 years already. So he was born into this. He wasn't just jumping in and going, oh, this sounds like fun at 25. But yeah, in 10 years, everyone's going to be like you. Everybody.
Yeah. And the sport is so new. It's like so new still. And like there's something always new coming out, some new development, some new thing to do in the sport. And like us as younger people into it, we're constantly growing with that.
Yep.
You know, we're not just we'll hear about it and then trying to get on the learning curve. We're on the learning curve. You know, we're turning with it. So
yeah, you guys, man, for me, whenever the first one I experienced like this was Troy Worthen. He was like my little brother. He's running a school down. He's actually running a school now in South Florida called MMA Science with a lot of like young studs.
Okay.
But he never drank, he never partied, he never did any of that. He just was so locked in and focused. And he ended up going very far, went to won championships, fought John Lineker, main events, that kind of thing. But you know, it's so rare to see guys like you, man, that I love. And that's why I say, hey man, if you ever need anything, yo, hit me up, please. Don't just try to figure it out on your own, or if you don't feel like you're getting the right advice from somebody, like by all means, I want to help guys like you. I want to give my time to guys like you and guys like Timmy and Joe and David, because I see a bright future for you guys, and I would hate for you guys not to get there just because you didn't communicate an issue, or that you needed something, or that whatever the case might be. So I mean that, I really do. I see all you guys have a very bright future, and if you need anything, don't hesitate.
Right, and we appreciate that. Speaking for everybody, we appreciate that.
Thank you, man. What else we got? Rainy. We don't got Jamie. We got Rainy. Before you play that video, let me also say, Raina is one of these young cats. You know, I see all these old heads talking about Gen Z being lost, but we got Raina back here, our producer. She's still in high school. She's 18. She's still in high school. She just had an ACL surgery, and here she is on a Sunday afternoon running the podcast for us.
I seen her grow in the camera work ever since for combat night.
Yeah,
it's impressive. I can never do that, so I can't do that. I'm terrible I'm not good with cameras like that, so it's impressive to see what she's doing. I was blowing my mind. I didn't know you could do this. I seriously didn't know you could do this, and I'm asking for a PC and shit.
yeah.
What happened?
The coach is literally asking, is that real? He thought they were playing. Step and knee. Ooh.
Oh my God.
And that wasn't her, like.
Yeah, that wasn't her intentionally going for it.
She was going for the knee to the body. He was going for a takedown. Timing was perfect or horrible, and put him to sleep. And she's bigger than her.
Yeah, that goes into what you said earlier.
Yeah, and he trains.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, these guys out here thinking they can just maul a woman because they're a man. Like, bro, no, you cannot.
Nah. It takes one good, clean shot to put anybody out.
Not even just put you out, but like if you've never been punched in your shit, go ahead and take one real quick, and you might find out like, oh, this isn't for me.
Yeah,
I've seen it happen so many times. That's why I love like the PKB, what Rich Grindle's doing over there, because you know, before there wasn't really anything locally that you could go and do. There might be some in South Florida, but even the ones in South Florida, man, those are fights.
Yeah,
I've seen.
Trust me, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
They getting in there and they're throwing down. Like knockouts are legal, but like go to these PKBs if you're a young guy and you don't have any fights and you want to fight. Like go do a PKB and find out what it's like to get punched by somebody who doesn't know you, doesn't like you, doesn't care about your well-being. Before you jump into a cage fight or before you do something crazy, because I've seen so many guys jump into cage fights. And you can see them just when they're walking out. They're like, oh, God.
Yeah.
Here I am. And I see guys get punched and they turn away. And it's like, it's not going to go well.
Yeah. Please do a PKB.
Yes.
Please do a PKB. It will open your eyes. Even if you don't even want to fight, you'll realize something real. Like, oh, shit. Like, all right. I got hit by 50%, but that shit was real.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's an eye opener. I don't want to do this. I'll just train.
Yeah. Or I love that shit.
Yeah.
I want to do this.
Yeah. I want to get hit harder or something like that. Okay. You're crazy. You belong in the sport then.
You're one of us.
Yeah, you're one of us.
Hey, I like that y'all made me taller than 7 in this little split screen. Yeah. Oh, come on. It's not beating the allegations.
Man, I'm doing Jiu-Jitsu World League 2 next week. Yeah. I want to do that shit no more. I forgot. Bro.
Not beating the allegations.
Never beating the allegations.
Never. Oh, speaking of allegations, Rainey says.
Not understanding here is that, yes, he is married. And when I met him, I was working the booty club. He was just like a client, like at the time. This was like 2023. And he took me out the club, Captain Save-A-Ho, right? Loves that shit. He loves a OF girl. He loves a Ripper. He loves Captain Save a hoe. So yeah, he started paying for my life completely and utterly, had all his cards on my Apple Pay, paid for my rent in 2 different countries, like everything. I tried to leave this man so many fucking times, but he'd always get me back with something shiny and new. Every time he cheated on me, he'd buy me a new bag. So yes, he played up a lot, to the point where I had a wish list on my phone that was shared with him on iCloud. So every time he'd do something, he had to buy something off the wish list every time he cheated on me, right? And I kind of started looking on his phone every time, like trying to find a new bitch, a new problem, so I could get a new bag, right? Until I found out that it was a man. When I seen the man, everything changed, because like, no. And then I got abused from that. But we're not going to get into that. But yes, he was married.
All right. So, first of all, is she not like the ultimate side chick?
Dog. When I heard about all this, his wife knows about her. So
I mean, if she's cool with it, that's all that matters, right?
yeah,
Like,
I guess.
I mean,
No,
She-
you can't get stunted on like that by your side chick. That's
no.
Yeah, but
dog, a new bag every time.
and this,
A new bag every time, bro. Find somebody else.
does she not know what a side chick is though? Like, yo, you can't get cheated on. No, I mean, you're the side chick. The wife is getting cheated on, not you. You're the side chick.
And the wife don't even care.
Yeah. So side chick, why do you care? And then let's just get to the man allegation. I don't care, Dan Hooker. Whatever you want to do. And
DP changed his life. DP changed. DP changed his life.
that's the wrong kind of DP. That is
Bro.
not.
Both. Like, I don't know who. I can't remember who told me. They were like, "Bro, CTE makes you a little gay." I was like, "Really?
Is that it?
I was like, is that what happened?" And DP
Conspiracy.
I was like, "No way." So I'm reading books. I'm reading books now. I'm trying to read 3 a year.
Take them brain supplements, bro. Don't play.
Yeah, I'm not
CTE.
playing. I'm in and out the cage now because I don't want to be like Dan Hooker.
Man, but you know what? Like, each his own. Like, I would almost bet that 95% of the people that are talking shit about Dan Hooker right now, guess what Dan Hooker can do to you if he wants to?
Dan Hooker doesn't care.
And guess what he can do to
He
you,
can
bro?
hurt you so bad.
He wants your booty, he'll come and get it.
You have no
Straight up.
choice. You have no
You
choice.
have no choice.
He's like at the in-between weight where he can fuck up anybody.
Yes. That 55, 70, 45 to 70, those people, man, they're scary people because they're fast, they're athletic. They got everything. But it's hilarious to me, the side chick being upset because she got cheated on. Like, you're a side chick.
Captain Save a Ho.
That was I'm not no low key. She was roasting him. She did a really good job at roasting him,
Yeah,
but
she snapped.
she's still a side chick.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's a video amazing. I was actually taking a shit when I saw that
Yeah.
video. Dying laughing.
Is that Luke Rockhold? What's he do? What does he do? Did he come up and slap somebody?
What's wrong with him? Why
Yo,
would he do that?
And he's just laughing like a child. Like, that's that, every gym, every friend group has that one guy, habitual line stepper. For my friend group, it was Jim Allers. He finally grew up, kind of. But everyone's got that one friend that's like, they're just habitual line stepper. That's what he is. Because he was laughing about it. He thought it was funny. You smack me in the face, we're fighting.
Bro, that's Khalil, bro. He can kill Rockhold, bro.
Yeah.
Rockhold has a glass chin.
Literally.
Oh,
Well, it might be titanium now, but it's still glass.
that doesn't matter. He's falling.
Yes.
He's falling.
Khalil's scary.
It's bro.
That's the kind of fight that, like, it's like Justin Gaethje. You fight Khalil, you're gonna come out feeling it. Like, you're in a fight.
Yeah.
You're in a war.
Literally, I thank God I don't fight at 205.
Bro, sometimes I be watching those fights and I'm like, why?
I don't know how.
205 to me is the scariest weight class. That's the heavyweights that can cut weight, are disciplined enough to cut weight. And if they're disciplined enough to cut the weight, they're also disciplined enough to be in the gym all the time. Because I think heavyweights are probably the laziest people as far as fighters are concerned.
Right.
I've seen them all. And heavyweights are the ones that skip the most, aren't doing the road work. They don't have to do a lot of things that the other weight classes have to do. But 205ers, those are the heavyweights that cut 35, 30 pounds. And they're scary men.
Bro, terrifying, man.
Yeah.
Terrifying. I respect anybody who fights at 205 because that heavyweight power, and then you have like middleweight speed depending on who's in that weight class, and just overall just well-rounded people.
Yeah. You gotta be, because everyone there is going to be crazy. Like sometimes I hear about heavyweights making a cut at 205, and I'm like, maybe you should just stay at heavyweight.
Yeah, seriously. Like Tuivasa had to cut weight for heavyweight.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
That's
he
crazy.
Missed. Dog, you just got to stay under a limit. You can eat whatever you want, do whatever you want. You literally can't go over a limit. And the fact you had to cut to the limit, that's sad. Unless
you look like Brock Lesnar,
that's different.
Or Francis Ngannou.
Right.
There are some heavyweights that are genuinely, I think Tom Aspinall is probably one of them too, that like genuinely have to cut some weight.
Right.
If you're one of those guys, cool. But if you're Tuivasa,
but they're physically gifted and they're constantly training and they're putting on like that muscle. Tuivasa's eating burgers.
Yeah.
And fries.
Yeah.
And like whatever he wants. And he wants to fight on the UFC main card event and gas out after 2 minutes. Fucking up everybody's parlay.
I know, bro.
What's wrong with him?
I know.
Could kill him. Derek Lewis knocked that nigga out. I'm sorry. It's getting on my nerves. How you let Derek Lewis knock you out, but Tuivasa, the younger and more skilled version of him,
dying.
After 3 punches.
Dying. Who did anyone ruin your parlay this past week?
No, I didn't put nothing in.
Jeff Neal, man. But you know what? I don't be saying nothing online because it is what it is. But Jeff Neal, I couldn't believe how he got starched. That was crazy to me. I thought he was a lock. Like, you always have some people you're like, oh, this is a lock. Jeff Neal, this is a lock.
Yeah. I don't know. He's becoming one of those gatekeepers that are like, all right.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna beat him, but it's gonna be a tough beat,
Yeah.
You can't let him get going. So
I hate that. I hate when guys gatekeepers are cool as long as you're not taking a bunch of damage.
Right.
But I hate guys that become that gatekeeper and they're just getting knocked out or they're just getting like, it's like, is it worth the money? But then it's probably back to the thing about like, are you just fighting for money now?
Yeah.
And I don't care if you're getting $100,000, like concussions repeatedly.
That's not good for you.
Nah,
bro.
I want to remember my children,
my
grandchildren. I want to know and remember all of that stuff. So, but like I said, man, I really enjoy sitting down here talking with you today because you got a good head on your shoulders. And I assume that coming into this, you're always there to support your teammates. When you're not cutting weight, you're not fighting. I see you at the weigh-ins. You're all love. You always come in, good smile on your face, having a good time. So yeah, man, it was a pleasure to sit down with you and talk to you today. You want to plug your socials, tell people where they can find you, where they can buy a fight shirt from you for this next fight?
7 not so 00 on Instagram. It's SEVENNOTSO00. If you want to come follow me on Instagram and watch my journey, more than welcome to come on by, shoot me some love or whatever, or some hate. I don't know. Hate be funny to me.
Haters get you paid too.
I actually recently started getting haters, and I'm like, cool. This is amazing.
Yeah, it's good
for me. But yeah, so come on by, shoot me DM if you mess with me. If you don't mess with me, don't shoot me a DM. But I might read it just in case. If you want to buy a fight shirt, coming soon.
Yes,
coming soon. Something's in the works. It'll be on that page as well. More updates about my upcoming fight as well. Looking forward to it.
Yep. And guys, if you're a business, if you have you want to sponsor a young athlete that's going to do things in the sport and make waves, Seven Perkins is that guy. I'm sure he'll come up with some kind of package for you to be on the back of the fight shirt, maybe get some social media plugs. So if you've seen this episode and you want to support Seven in that way, especially if you're at his gym, if you're at the Jungle MMA, man, y'all should be throwing a lot of love this kid's way because I'm telling you, Seven Perkins is going to make it.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
For sure, man. All right, guys, that's it. We will see you guys maybe next Sunday, maybe not. Just depends, but definitely the Sundays after that until March 28th. So guys, if you want to follow us on YouTube, you'll always be notified whenever we have these podcasts. We're on Instagram, everything, Combat Night MMA. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Are you ready for Combat Night?